UMass. Diggins is a heck of a player.
Yeah, no question. He's really good. Diggins and Curry, kind of set the tone for him, those two at the guards, and big physical, guys, athletic guys, on the wings and inside. They're the fastest team in the league in terms of their transition offense and tempo that they play with. They're really aggressive on defense. They really offensive rebound, and really get after your glass. The real game begins, if you're able to force a miss and don't give up an easy transition basket, they're really going to go after it.
Did you get a chance to go to the Richmond Forum on Saturday?
I did, yeah. We were invited, Lucy and I went, and we had practice Friday, Saturday, and after practice was able to go to watch that, and obviously it was really impactful, for our community, and to have someone like that, come here and share like he did was really, really special, and I think everybody there was entertained and certainly learned a lot too.
A lot of people have been raving about the moderator.
Yeah. I mean, some guy named Phillips, I don't know. I mean, he had some great questions there and kept it going.
Anything stand out to you that he said that you feel like you can incorporate into your own coaching practices?
Yeah, I mean, I think the passion that he has, for young people, I think is pretty evident. Like he wasn't doing what he was doing for himself, like he was doing it, for the people. I say people, certainly the folks that were within his program, but it was bigger than that. It was the greater Duke community, and then it became, all of Durham and North Carolina and beyond and nationally, his upbringing certainly impacted him. Whether it's his mom that really worked extremely hard. To provide, for him and their family in Chicago, to, his time at West Point and interactions with Coach Knight and the other folks there that really helped shape him. And then he was able to give all of that, to his players and coaches, and to see kind of it, and then he talked a lot about, his gold, his U.S. Olympic experience, and now with the NBA, and I think a lot of the messages, are similar. They're just said in a different way when you're coaching Kobe Bryant and LeBron and Jason Kidd and all those guys that were on that team or on those teams, and so we all can learn a ton, not just in coaching, but outside of coaching in the business world, and how you interact with folks that you work with, the pride that it takes to be successful in whatever type of business that you're in, and then just the passion that you have to have in order to keep coming back when things don't go well and you fail, to be able to be resilient and also have the courage it takes to, go for it, and not be afraid. And I think that's certainly one of the things that I took from it, for this particular group in this school, is that, Duke was always going to get everybody's best shot, whether it was at home, in Cameron, or on the road, neutral site, didn't matter. They were going to get the best shot from that other team. And I think, it's similar here, in that regard, that, we have to be ready at all times, but it's also a blessing, that you get to play in those and coach in those games. And I think that's certainly something that I took from it.
You had the weekend off. We're a month from A-10 Championship Sunday here. Everything's still in front of you guys. What's your message to the team this home stretch?
Yeah, I think it's just the same. We're just focusing on the next film session, which we'll have, and then the next practice, and then the next game, and trying to do our best in the next game. We're still, involved in competition for the regular season, and we want to try to, do our best to be a factor there. And then the next thing after that would be the conference tournament and try to be a factor there. And then obviously we'll know where we're at, after that weekend. But right now we can't get too far ahead. We have to focus on our team and getting better, and then also, our opponents and who we're matched up with, in that particular game.
Joe kind of talked with Robbie on the radio last week about how because this team plays so many players, it's not like they need as much rest as usual, but obviously he'll take what he gets. How has this last week or so off benefited the guys?
Yeah, it's benefited them a lot, I would say. We've been able to get in there and practice, and it's not as much time as you would think. It's like an early season, window where you don't play for a week or whatever. But I think our guys, needed it. I think it's been good for us. I think they've used the time wisely, and we're obviously in normal prep, at this point, for UMass.
Anything specifically you guys wanted to work on during the bye week?
Yeah, certainly we always want to work on, just our one-on-one defense and ability to, guard the basketball without fouling. I think that's an important thing. We showed a lot of film of that. Just refining, how we defend. Certainly the offense, is important to us, and just really continuing to develop, that side of the ball. We're trying to be as balanced as we can be down the stretch, on both sides. So, when we're not shooting it well, how can we still win? And then, when we're getting the offense is getting the best of our defense, how do we fix that? And transition defense is going to be really important in this game. So certainly we've worked on that, and in certain situations, that can be damaging. If you're giving up baskets in transition, and so we're trying to, eliminate as many as we can.
With Max, can you just talk big picture about he makes a decision to come back? Obviously, he gets all that feedback this offseason. How he's improved and just how he's better this year than he was last year.
Yeah, I think the word is consistency. He's just way more consistent, with his overall game. Defensively, he's elevated his play. He's become, one of the best defenders in the league. He's willing to exhaust himself to defend, which sometimes can be hard for guys that score the ball, and you need to score. For them to have to, expend that type of energy on the defensive side sometimes can hurt your offense a little bit. But he understands the importance and the style and how we're trying to play, and how important that is, to winning. And so he's willing to do whatever it takes. And I think that's not just him. It's a common thread between all of the guys is whatever it takes, for us to win, I'm willing to do, all right, which means we're willing to do. And, I think he's taken that and led us in that area.
What's that like for you as a coach to have a guy who you know so well from your time and then setting the tone like that?
Yeah, no, it's huge. You long for these, 4-year relationships in coaching now that, don't exist as often. And, I think he's really come into his own, and he's really comfortable, here. And, this is a place that, he knows he'll always be welcome here, and certainly his relationship with his teammates and folks, within the department, and then also his coaches, it's been tremendous, for him. And, certainly from a basketball perspective for us, it was a slam dunk, to be able to keep him, here in a VCU uniform.
There was a clip from early in the George Washington game that went a little viral. Intense in a timeout.
Yeah.
Walk us through kind of the thought process as a coach of reading those moments of my team needs a jolt of energy, some extra intensity in this timeout?
Yeah, I mean, they were getting the best of us at that particular time, and you know, I don't remember exactly what I said, but it was pretty, you know, direct about what was going on out there and things that areas where we were falling short, that we had practiced that weren't showing up early in the game, and we weren't executing. And basketball is about execution. You have to execute, you know, every time. And sometimes it's going to, you know, the other team's going to get the best of you, but it can't be because you're not doing what you're supposed to do, you know, in terms of trying to win each play. And in that particular time, we were a little lethargic, a little bit sleepy. You know, they were on us and doing a great job. And defensively putting pressure on us, and then offensively getting kind of what they wanted. And we were a little bit too casual at that point. And you have to be competitive at all points of the game, certainly at the beginning of the game. You know, to get off to a good start, you can't just ease your way into it, because you may not be able to get out of that if you start that way. And so, you know, we have to be better, and certainly an opportunity for our guys to learn. But thankfully, you know, we began to play a little bit better and whittled that lead down. And, you know, we're only down 1 at half, you know, which, you know, given the start, was a win. And the guys, you know, went on from there.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I believe you mentioned something in non-conference about, you know, playing the different types of styles that will help you in February and March. How has that helped you in conference play, and do you even go back to those games, especially against an opponent like UMass?
Yeah, sometimes, you know, there's always some similarities, you know, that you know, between the teams, you know, that you'll find, and you know, not as much watching film of those games, you know, because they were a long time ago, but you know, certainly, you know, making mention of it, reminding the guys. You know, we're always showing them, you know, clips of themselves doing good things. You know, we like to celebrate, you know, how we play at times, and reiterate why you're having success, to try to incorporate those moments more. But you know, UMass is a good team. You know, they're aggressive. You know, they're coming off of a loss where they were down, you know, 2 guys, and you know, still, you know, competitive in the game, and certainly they're going to want to put their best foot forward, you know, going into this one. And so we're going to have to be ready. And you know, they can beat anybody in our league at home or on the road. You know, they have a very tough coach, and you know, and tough players, and I'm quite certain that they'll respond, you know, in a good way. But we've got to focus on VCU and you know, responding and taking care of business as well.
I don't know if you're a big baseball guy, but have you kept up with the VCU team and Sean Thompson picking up his first win this weekend?
That's so exciting. Yeah, I'm so happy for him, and I can't wait to get out there to see him play, you know, this season. It's going to be an exciting year, and I love baseball. You know, it's a fun sport. It's a lot different pace than our sport, and you know, it's fun to certainly, you know, sit in the stands and watch the guys perform really well.
This might be a secret question. Have you talked about the snow Wednesday? How that might?
Yeah, I mean, I think as long as they're able to get here, you know, tomorrow, I would assume that we'll be able to play.
You've played a 0 attendance game.
Yes, we have. And, you know, we hope it doesn't get to that, obviously, but, you know, we want as many people to. Snow games a lot of times are fun. You know, I've been a part of some fun snow games, you know, over the years. And so, you know, it certainly can be fun. Every game was a snow game at Utah State.
Let's just hope we keep the water around this time.
Yeah.